Shalom Yasharala, this your brother Dawada, coming back at you with this here truth again. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rachakodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone and taught us this truth and that well. And salutation and much love for you, Aki, pushing this truth and sincerity over the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. So I want to jump into this here lesson, which was inspired by a comment that I heard, somebody quote unquote jokingly saying, speaking of the current medical situation that we have going on and the uncertainty of whether to do this or not to do that, and people being confused and just, basically, they were reporting on certain stories, and part of one of the stories they was talking about was the love of many waxing cold. Some people were doing some wild shit, and then they was talking about the different things that was approved and not approved and so on and so forth. So the person wound up saying it was the end of the world, and some people know and some people don't know, jokingly saying these things, and they're on their platform, which is sponsored by the main systems here in this here world, but never are these big companies and things like that. So they may have their own agenda. They're not set up to be prophets or anything like that, but nevertheless, you have some people that are out here with this same sentiment, but nevertheless, this is actually what's going on. We are here at the end of the world, all right. But nevertheless, some people know it and some people don't know it. Like the scriptures say, if our gospel be hid, it's hid to those that are lost. All right. The God of this world has blinded them. All right. Because this is basically the elephant that's in the room. All right. Most people are so caught up into their own lives. Like the scriptures say, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. All right. And then also it says, roughly paraphrasing, he who tries to save his life shall lose his life. These people are so busy trying to pleasure the flesh, living after their flesh and things like that, so busy trying to just, how they say, YOLO. And in fact, that was right what they were saying right beforehand, and it was crazy because it was like kind of like the spirit hit them. It's like, shit, it's kind of like, nobody knows about what's going on. It's like a YOLO, like, oh, shit, maybe it's the end of the world, and some people know and some people don't know. But some people are in that so-called YOLO spirit. It's like, well, shit, if this is it, let me just go ahead and turn up. If these are our last days, let me go ahead and turn up. But in reality, these people really don't see what's really at hand. These people really don't understand what's really, really going on out there, man. All right. Then you have some people that's out there thinking that this is just like, how they say, the storm will pass over. All right. This is just a glimpse in time. All right. But nevertheless, hey, we, as the men of the Lord, we know exactly what time it is. We've been set up to warn you about these things. All right. And give you these here warnings. In fact, let me start with that real quick in Ezekiel. This is Ezekiel 3:17. It says, Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Israel. Therefore hear the word of my mouth and give them warning for me. All right. When I shall say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, and thou givest him not warning. In fact, let me read this. And thou givest him not warning, nor speakest to warn the wicked from his wicked ways. To save his life, the same wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but the blood will I require at thy hand. Yet if thou warn the wicked, and he turn not from his wickedness, nor from his wicked way, he shall die in his iniquity, but thou hast delivered thy soul. All right. So going through all of this, verse 17 says that I've made thee a watchman into the house of Israel. Therefore hear the word of my mouth and give them warning from me. All right. So we were set out here to warn you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans that, hey, this is the very same time when the highest is going to begin to visit the earth. All right. And bring out, a great judgment on the earth, man. So we know we've been blowing the trumpets. We've been warning our people. We've been warning and warning and warning and warning. This is why we're constantly pushing these here videos out. You constantly hearing us blowing the trumpet and things like that, man. All right, because we're giving you warning that this is the time the Most High is coming back to judge the earth, man. All right, this is what you will call the so-called quote-unquote end of the world, man. All right, the end of Esau's world. Now, the planet's not going to go anywhere, but everything that you know of, that like any and everything that you can perceive, all right, is about to vanish, man. All right, if you're here in America, every place where you put your foot here in America is going to be turned into the lake of fire, man. This place is never going to be inhabited again. All right, but nevertheless, all the other things, like let's say you're not in America, but all the other things that you so-called hold near and dear to your life, like going to college, getting married, doing all these different things, all of this is going out of the window. Now, obviously, when we get into the kingdom of heaven, once, the Lord starts reigning, people will still be getting married and stuff like that. People will be getting married again at that point in time. But nevertheless, we're about to go into this so-called, a disruption of life, man. Everything that you know, like I said, that you can come up with right now is coming to a standstill, a halt, man. All these things are coming, are about to cease, man. All right, the you know, how you say, the merry-hearted and people being quote unquote joyful and going out and partying, all of this is coming to an end. All right. So it says, actually, let me go back down to verse 18. It says, when I shall say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, and thou givest him not warning, nor speakest to warn the wicked from his wicked ways to save his life, the same wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at thy hand. Yet if thou warn the wicked and he turn not from his wickedness, nor from his wicked way, he shall die in his iniquity, but thou hast delivered thy soul. So, like, you know, this here person was saying, maybe this is the end of the world, and some people know and some people don't know. Yeah, we know. All right, we're sure of these things, man. We've, you know, the Lord has opened up our minds, all right, and made us to believe on these things. And ultimately, Slack, give me 1 second. All right, Slack. So going back into, you know, what I was going into, you know, the Most High gave us the spirit to understand and to measure the times diligently based off of these here prophecies, all right, and to go out and to warn our people. So this is what we're warning you of the end of the world, man. All right, the end of this here, you know, life that you have going on, all right, the disruption of the normal course of things, man. All right, so let's go to the book of 1 Thessalonians 5:1. It says, but of the times and the seasons, brethren, you have no need that I write unto you. All right, so even back then, you know, that warning was being pushed out. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night, meaning unexpected to those that, you know, like the scripture say, blessed are your eyes which see the things that you see, and your ears that hear the things that you hear. All right. But nevertheless, you know, but this is for the elect, you know, but you have the rest of our people, 2/3 of our people, they're not going to get this because why? The gospel is hid unto them, man. All right. You know, their ears were pretty much stopped. All right. And the rest of these people, man, the wicked ain't going to understand. So ultimately going into these things, we know that, you know, like it says, for yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord, all right, this great judgment, so cometh as a thief in the night, meaning it's going to catch a lot of people off guard. So going back into that statement, hey, maybe it's the end of the world, you know, maybe some people know and some people don't know. All right. And like I said, man, we know, and this is why we're constantly blowing out the trumpet, man. All right. You people have no excuse for saying, oh, I ain't know, I wasn't sure, because, man, you have the men of the Lord that's constantly singing this here song, man, constantly making their bodies a living sacrifice, going into these articles, going into these news clips, and going into the scriptures over and over and over again, man. All right. But ultimately, like, you know, like the scriptures say, you know, basically it's just going to be the elect that's going to wake up to these things, man. All right. So it's really slated to the point to where only the elect is going to know about these things. So, like, you know, that person, that host was saying, you know, hey, maybe it's the end of the world and some people know and some people don't know. All right. It's only for a certain amount of people to get these things, man. All right. And just like, you know, early off, you know, when I first came into the truth, you know, going on the highways and the byways and preaching, you know, still being very young in this thing, you know, and just, you know, seeing the interactions with some of our people coming up and walking, and, you know, some of the other brothers from the different camps or in my camps, like, hey, man, this ain't for you. Just get on down the block, you know. And that, you know, like I said, early off when I was just a babe in this thing, and they're like, damn, man, why can't they get it? Or man, maybe we should spend a little bit more time with them, or maybe we should have a little bit more compassion on our people. And true enough, ultimately, we don't know who's going to be sealed and who's not going to be sealed. You know, somebody may come up and scoff and act like they don't get it right here and now, and then later on down the road, you know, the Most High can wake them up. But nevertheless, now I see more and understand more now why the Most High put those spirits on brothers back in those days to be like that, and even how much more in these days, man. All right, because of the fact of, you know, like we telling you about Revelation 13 and 16, all right, on down, about what's coming around the corner. Like I said, it's the elephant in the room, bro. You can see it. You can touch it. In fact, you like, bro, can you move a little bit? I can't breathe. You know what I'm saying? This damn elephant is on my foot a little bit. I'm suffocating. You feel the effects of this goddamn elephant in the room, but your ass is so blind you can't even see it, man. All right, you're struggling for air because you're so choked out, but you still can't even see the goddamn elephant in the room, man. You have some of our people that seeing how they're forcing people. They're upset. You know, man, they're mandating this and that. You know, these certain things, they're mandating these things, and I'm mad about that. But I was listening to the radio about some people calling in, and, you know, pretty much all these callers was pretty pissed because they were starting to make these mandates, all right, at their jobs. And then the host was asking, well, how do you feel about this now that they've approved these certain things? How do you feel about this? How, you know, are you going to go and participate? You know, and some of these people were still saying, man, I don't know, you know, if I get a little more information on it, or, certain things when they were still on the fence. But when they were calling in, they were pissed because that their job was pretty much forcing them to do certain things. Man, I just moved from this place to that place. Now they mandating this. I just got me a good job at the school board and everything else like that. But now they mandating these things and whoop-de-whoop. But I was like, wait a minute. You mad about that they mandating these things. So obviously you're not really ready to jump on board. But then you have it to where they can convince you about these things. Do you not see the warnings that's out here, man? The warnings are so loud. Some people are even, like these TV hosts and things like that, are even making mockery and jokes of these things. Maybe this is Revelation 13 and 16. They don't use those words, but they use, the basically the MOTB. They'll say those words, not the acronym, but the actual words, and they'll laugh and scoff about these things. But people really don't understand about these things, man. So it's crazy spiritual of how some people can see this and some people can't, man. All right, we clearly can see these things. Let me continue reading. It says, "For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night." Well, I can read verse 3 as well, too. It says, "For when they should say peace and safety," because they have a quote-unquote protocol right now that can make you safe and calm and make everybody relax and go back to the norm, right? "For when they should say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail a woman with child, and they shall not escape. But ye, brethren, are not in darkness, that day should overtake you as a thief." So going back into, hey, it's the end of the world, and some people know and some people don't know. All right, or maybe some people know, maybe some people don't know, and maybe they're not telling everybody or anything like that, man. But ultimately, like I said, man, it's written about in the scriptures about how only the elect is going to get this, man. All right, the rest we're going to be blinded, talking about 2/3 of our people, and the wicked's not going to understand. So I keep going back to this elephant in the room. That's a normal saying that they would say here in Babylon. I think the elephant in the room. Let's address the elephant in the room, man. All right, but see, people really don't want to come to terms with these things because it's too hard for them to process in their minds. Damn, if this is real, that this is what this is, then that means God is real. And if God is real, then that means the shit that I was doing that was wicked, I'm going to get judged for that. Maybe, there's certain things like that make people have to question certain things. So they have what they call cognitive dissonance. All right. And people use that because of the fact of they have to come to grips with the reality of whatever it is. Then they have to really address certain things like the so-called UFO thing, right? "Quote unquote aliens." We'll just use that terminology, Obviously, we know that these things are real and everything like that. But then you'll have some people that'll literally have a perfect sighting. Let's just say even for an hour, man. They can see it, touch it, be all up close on it and everything else like that. And, get time to study it and film it and everything. And they can clearly tell you, like, this ain't nothing I ain't never seen before. All right. This is basically like a UFO. But they'll have that cognitive dissonance saying, because in their mind, they're like, well, fuck. These people are proud walking around and everything like that. But then it will run through their minds like, well, if I accept that this is a UFO, then I have to accept that there's something inside of that thing driving that thing. And I have to accept that that thing is not from here. And I have to accept that that technology is far superior than any technology we have here on Earth. Then I would have to accept that I'm not really in control of my life. You see what I'm saying? This is the pride of these damn people. Most of these damn people are, they don't believe in the Most High. They want to be like, oh, there ain't no God and everything else like this. This is like a scapegoat to let them continue on with their wickedness, man. All right. I heard somebody else speaking about this with religions are all cults because it's all man-made to steer a population in a certain type of way and everything else like this. And their position was, why don't we just live, however we live? And, these people from way back in the days, they were doing this and doing that. And I'm like, bro, how the hell are you going to say, just like the stupid shit people say, well, the Bible was written by man, right? Ultimately, yeah, the Bible was penned by men, human beings, right? But nevertheless, the inspiration came from the Most High. But just based off the narrative that the Bible was written by a man, and you don't want to believe in it from that, like, again, this is that cognitive dissonance. Because what have you learned that you read in a book that wasn't written by man? When you go to school and you read all of those things, and you get a job and you have to go into the training and read these manuals on how to operate this and how to operate that, you people don't act like that, man. All right, you people wouldn't sit there and try to open up like something you have to put together, a piece of furniture you have to put together in the house, and look at the directions and say, you know what, those directions was written by man. I ain't gonna believe in that. Man could have corrupted that. Nobody believes in no shit like that. But when it comes to the Most High, again, it's cognitive dissonance because they have to come to a grip that, hey, maybe this is it, man. Verse 3 or verse 4, "But ye brethren are not in darkness that they should overtake you as a thief." All right, because we know. All right, like that dude, the host said, hey, some people may know it, some people may not know. Yeah, we know, but we're also warning you. It says, Ye are all the children of the light and the children of the day. We are not of the night nor of darkness. Going, in the light and the darkness, because they keep hiding, they're pretty much like hiding their heads in the darkness because of the fact of, look, man, they don't want to accept the fact of, again, the reality of these things, cognitive dissonance. Verse 6. Therefore, let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober. For they that sleep in the night, and they that are drunken in the night. But let us who are of the day be sober, putting on the breastplate of faith and love, and for a helmet, the hope of salvation. So, hey, man, we're the ones that's out here addressing the elephant in the room, man. All right, we're the ones out here telling you, hey, man, this is it, man. It's no more times saying, oh, that's going to be further on down the road or everything else like that. Maybe not in our generation. Bro, you're seeing everything around you being changed drastically, man. All the things that you've seen being, open in stores and establishments, all of that is being changed up. People, the normal course of life, people getting up and going to work and getting a paycheck and paying their bills, all that's going out the window, man. All right, there's a new way of doing things nowadays, man. You're getting paid to sit at home. All right, they have all these kids going to school from the computer and things like that, man. All right, you have these mandatory medical situations going out where they're forcing people to do these things, but then these are the same folks saying, my body, my choice, man. All right, so everything is changing up right now, man. The Most High is making it to where it's how do I say, it's irrefutable of what times that we're living in. All right, let me go from matter of fact, let me just grab this. I wasn't gonna try to make this too long, but 2nd Ezra chapter 6. The 2nd Ezra chapter 6 and verse 7. Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of times, or what shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? All right, because this here question of the end of the so-called world, all right, like I said, the planet's going to still be here, but the world that they're talking about is the rulership. Who's in rulership at this point in time, man? All right, like right now we're in the world of our captivity. This world of our captivity is about to come to an end. Esau's in rulership. His world of rulership is about to come to an end. All right, it says, Salah. It says, verse 8, and he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. All right, and so now we're seeing, Slakia. You know what? We can go here. 2 Thessalonians 2 and 8. And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. All right, so, matter of fact, let me start at verse 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, in which we fell away from our heritage and who we were. All right, now the valley of the drop, or Ezekiel 37, is coming to take place, where we're being brought back to life again. All right, and it says, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. All right, so now we're in a time where the son of perdition, all right, Esau is being revealed to who he is. And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. All right, and this is what you see going on right now. Again, you have the men of the Lord that's on the highways and the byways blowing their trumpet, giving you that warning you who this damn devil is, and warning you of this devil's plan, warning you of how he's moving, man. The devil is coming down and you having great wrath, because why? He knows he has but a short time. This is why all these prophecies are moving at such a rapid speed and pace, man. With over the last 2 years, you've seen, how do I say? You've seen the appearance or the likeness of Babylon, in which you knew from beforehand, completely come to a halt and disappear, man. For some people, their whole entire life, Walmart have been 24 hours. Now they have, time frames where they open and they close. All right. For most people, they've been able to go inside of stores, certain types of stores, and now they're like, yo, it's only, by appointment only and things like that, man. All right. You had, just, on your jobs, they weren't requiring such strict requirements and things like that. But now, again, all these things are coming to a change up, because like the scriptures say, for the devil knows he has but a short time. So now he's coming out with that great wrath, changing up everything, all right? Matter of fact, we'll just read this real quick. I had a couple more precepts. 2nd Ezra chapter 9, I'm going to start at verse 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs which I told thee before, Then thou shalt understand it is the very same time when the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. All right, so I wanted to go on a little bit into Matthew 24. All right, because they asked the same question, about the end time. And they give you all these signs and everything else like that. And when you read further down, they give you the parable of the fig tree. All right, so we see by measuring the times diligently. And how do we measure the times? By looking at these here prophecies. The prophecies are now speaking loud and clear. All right, like in the book of Habakkuk says, man, all right, the vision's yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. All right, and it's evident that we're at the end because these prophecies, all the prophecies are speaking loud and clear right now, man. They're all jumping off the page, man. All right, we're not even prophesying no more, man, because the prophesy means to say before. All right, tell you before these things come to pass. But now these things are coming to pass as we speak, so they're running out in real time right about now, man. All right, so hey, these prophecies are we're at the end. It says, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. All right, and this is what you have going on right now, man. The prophecies are speaking loud and clear. They're not tarrying. They're right there in your face for you to see, man. Again, it's the elephant that's in the room, man. And it's not like the elephant is in this big ass room and you up in the rafters. And no, you're in a small ass little room with this big ass elephant, and he's pushing up on you, and you can't even breathe. You're being smothered by him, man. All right, your everyday life is being affected by these things, man. You can't ignore these things. You can't say, oh, I didn't know about this. I didn't see it on the news. I don't watch the news and everything else like that. Hell, if you don't watch the news, you're not on the YouTube watching the videos, you're ignoring all these things, your ass know. Because when you go to work, they have new updated policies, man. When you go to the grocery store, they have updated policies, man. All right? You have these, hey, even if you don't go in none of these damn stores, you see all these people, riding around in their cars, walking up and down the street looking completely different. They got something over their face right about now, man. All right? So, hey, it's evident. It's speaking loud and clear. It's right there in your face now, man. All right. Verse 3 says, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes, all right. Now you had the one in Haiti one that just rocked Haiti a couple of weeks ago, man. Devastating one. Uproars of the people in the world, man. You got the thing popping off in Afghanistan. All right. You have anti-lockdown protests. All right. You have protests going on throughout the whole earth, basically, man. All right. But nevertheless, and they're all for different reasons, whether it be climate change, corrupt governments, all right, anti-lockdown protests. All right. Well, shit, you had some shit where it was Antifa and BLM got into it the other day. All right. So you have people uprising and rioting all over the whole earth right about now for different things, but it's only going to get worse, man. All right. Verse 4, then shall thou well understand. All right. You're going to know that when that elephant is sitting on your foot and you can't breathe, you're going to well understand that elephant is what? These prophecies, man. They're hitting you so hard you can't ignore them, man. All right. Then thou shalt well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. All right, so these things is all manifesting themselves right now. Like I said, we're not really prophesying no more, man. We're telling you these things and they're happening in real time, or we're speaking of these things as they're coming to pass right now, man. All right, of course, yeah, we're not just, oh, see, we see something and make it make sense through the scriptures. No. We had already been telling you about these things before they made themselves manifest, before they came to pass. All right. And now, the things that we've been repeating and people scoffed at us. Oh, that ain't going to happen. That ain't going to happen. Now we just basically run down the same lesson. All right. And show you that these things are happening in real time as we speak nowadays, man. All right. So now we're at the end. These prophecies are speaking loud and clear, man. They're jumping off the page right in front of your face, man. You can't deny it, man. All right. Verse 6, even so the times also of the highest have plain beginnings and wonders and powerful works and endings and effects and signs. All right. So, hey, man, this is undeniable. All right. And everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith whereby you have believed. All right. So ultimately, those that are going to be saved are going to be those that believe, and those that believe are going to be those that have heard this word, man. All right. They heard this word and they believed in the Most High, gave them that increase of faith. All right. So, hey, man, like the scriptures say, man, this is only for the elect, man. The wicked is not going to understand. 2/3, they're not going to understand these things, man. All right. You know what? Close out with this because, hey, like they were saying, maybe this is the end of the world, and some people know and some people don't know. Ezekiel 33:30, it says, also, thou son of man, thy children, or the children of thy people, are still talking against thee by the walls and in the doors of the houses, and speak one to another, every one to his brother, saying, come, I pray you, hear what is the word that cometh forth from the Lord. And they come unto thee as the people cometh, and they sit before thee as my people, and they hear thy words, but they will but they will not do them. For with their mouth they show much love, but their heart goeth after their covetousness. All right, now, hey, speaking on a lot of these people, or a lot of these Israelites that are upon these other camps that are teaching off doctrines about, what Revelation 13 and 16 is talking about. All right, they talk about, oh, it's a embargo, or it's sleeping with white women, or is Jakes. They basically go and shoot unarmed, that become police officers and shoot unarmed Jakes and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? They're the ones teaching their congregation about these things like that. But lo and behold, what is really going on outside, in their sight, man? Oh, this ain't this ain't that. But then what do you see the whole world, where it says, and he calls all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive this mark in their right hand and their foreheads, that no man might buy or sell save he that have the mark. What are you seeing being played out in front of your eyes, man? It's evident, man. All right. They come and they hear us as our people, but they hear the words, they don't do them not. Yeah. We hear what y'all saying. We get what y'all saying. Yeah, we can see these things, but yeah, we don't think that that's what it is, man. All right. It says, let me read 31 again. And they come unto thee as the people cometh. They sit before thee as my people. They hear thy words, and they will not do them. For with their mouth they show much love, but with their heart goeth after their covetousness. Because, I think, I hear what y'all's preaching over there, or I hear what this camp is preaching. We hear what GMS is preaching, but, at this here other camp, they saying it is not that, which means I can go ahead and take this and I can prolong my life and I can keep living the way I want to be living, and I can keep going out here and chasing the bag or just living it up however I want to live it up, man. All right, so they're pretty much, how do I say, giving them a leeway to go out and commit more and more sins, man. Add sin unto sin, all right? Verse 32, and lo, thou art unto them as a very lovely song, as one that has a pleasant voice, and they can play well on the instrument. They hear thy words, but they do them not. All right, and this is another reason why we tell folks, hey, stop listening to these other camps. You can't be watching, GMS and then, some of these other camps and everything else like that, because it's going to just lead you to confusion, man. All right, and it should be clear and evident that we had the 100% truth the whole time, starting with our apostles on down, because look, what are you seeing being enacted right now before your face, man? All right, if you're still on the border or you in these other camps, all that is for naught, man. You done join one of these camps, got your little nice garments, got your little wife and everything else like this, and, learning some Hebrew and everything else like that. But then they telling you to go down there and participate so that you can be, you know what I mean? You can go ahead and be accepted in this here society, man. All that is for naught, man. You still going to be missile food at the end of the day. It would have been better for you to not know about this than for you to sit there and, be a halfway crook, more or less to say, man. All right. Here and there a little bit, Verse 33. And when this cometh to pass, Lord will come, then shall they know that a prophet have been among them. All right, so, hey, man, for these folks that's out here thinking it's a game that, oh, y'all keep talking about it's the end of the world, we ain't seen this and that, or some people may know it's the end of the world, some people may not know. You're taking things lightly and everything else like that while you're over here laughing and scoffing and getting your little paychecks and everything else like that, man. The day of the Lord's going to come unto you as a thief in the night, man. All right, just like how, not too long ago when we were telling people about, are they going to start forcing people to, or they're going to mandate these situations? Oh, yeah, whatever, man. They ain't got shit to do with me. I'm good. Nobody going to do this and nobody going to do that to me. Because they had their safety net, which is their job and everything else like that. But then shit, they didn't went to work Monday morning. And guess what? They got a new policy updated. Man, what's going on now? Now they all heated up because it's like, fuck, man, now I got to go get a different job, look for a new job, or I've been at this here job for the last 10 years. I don't know what it's like to go look for another job. I don't have any other skills, or, maybe shit, I didn't want to take this, but, I got to keep my job. I got to feed my kids. I got to do all these different things. So now I got to cow down to these things, man. All right. But now ultimately, this is how they're going to know that a prophet have been among them, man. All right. We're not going to go back to a norm. All right. You got Elon Musk talking about, creating these robots and how we're going to need universal basic income. All right. You already ain't got no damn jobs, man. This is basically the plan that they had the whole time, going forth, man. They just needed a so-called, the Hegelian dialectic, problem, reaction, solution. They just needed a situation, all right? They needed a problem to bring in the solution, more or less to say, man. All right? So, hey, man, we know we here in the truth, who, the real men of the Lord who has this 100% truth, starting with the apostles of Great Millstone on down. All right, we know it's the end of the world, man, and we've been blowing the trumpet and warning you people, man. So if you get caught like a thief in the night, man, hey, man, that's on you, man, all right? But nevertheless, the blood is off of our hands, man. We've been doing our jobs out here, man, all right? So Lord willing, the elect was edified with this here lesson. Until next time, I say, call halal, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushua, Bahashim, Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone that taught us his truth and that rule well. And salutation and much love for you, Akim, pushing his truth and sincerity over the four corners of the earth and enduring afflictions to feed and edify the elect. Till next time, I say stay strong. Shalom.